Okay, so, Mad Max Fury Road review. I absolutely adored this movie. It is directed by George Miller. It is part 4 of the Mad Max saga, starting with the Mel Gibson starring movie that was very low budget back in the 80s Australian film. And it is spectacular. The visuals are amazing. The acting is amazing. The stunts are astounding. And it very much plays your inner Neanderthal. There are explosions, there are cars, there's post-apocalyptic wasteland, there's gorgeous women that are very, very tough and can kick your ass at any moment. There are explosions. There's a fucking car for the sole purpose of letting a blindfolded guy just swing around on Cirque du Soleil ribbons, playing an electric guitar with fire spewing out of the end. It was amazing. God. And it was so amazingly written as well. George Miller is very much a visual storyteller. And I say this for a reason. Before going to this movie, I had a mix of reviews from people that I have watched and people that I knew in my hometown. Most of the reviews were very popular. It's amazing. It's astounding. It's all awesome. But then there were one or two that said, there's no dialogue. There's no character development. The characters are dull. They're stupid. It's all meh. I disagree. Because my reason being is George Miller is a visual storyteller. He is not one of the storytellers that relies too much on dialogue and talky scenes. And I admire him for this, because he really knows how to take advantage of this technology that we have in this day and age. And he uses it so well, and he executes it so brilliantly. And if you read his comics, he's the same thing. Very visual storytelling, and he's great at it. And it's so good. It's so good. Guys, it's so good. And there was only one thing that I really didn't like about it. And even that is pretty fucking great. I thought the villain didn't get as much screen time as he deserved. Immortus Joe. In the Mad Max universe, he always has such charismatic and very charming villains. They can get you in their claws in a matter of a few sentences. And we have this, Immortus Joe. He is like a god to these people in this post-apocalyptic society. He controls all the resources. He controls the water. He controls the food. He controls the freaking women, for God's sake. And the women kick ass. Because the movie starts with Charlize Theron smuggling the women out of the Citadel. And which is great, because this movie, it doesn't even really feature much dialogue from Mad Max. Mad Max is basically Charlize Theron's bitch for 1/4 of the movie. If not more. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And he'll go from, I'm a tough guy, I'm not going to say anything, I'm going to be intimidating, hold a gun, I know it's jammed, I know it doesn't work, you don't, to, alright, I'm going to sit in the passenger seat. Charlize, you drive the huge-ass tanker, and I'm going to shut up. And it'll go from that to Charlize going, I'm going to go outside, little Maxie, and I'm going to take care of the bad guys. I'm going to give you this bag of guns because you're probably going to have to drive the tanker. Stay, boy. That's literally what it goes from. It goes from Max trying to carjack Charlize Theron to her going, I'm going to go kick ass. You stay here like a good little boy. And I love it. I loved every minute of it. Because before I went into the movie, as I said, very mixed reviews, and some of them were basically beta trash mails bitching on the movie because they thought it was some feminist plot to take away macho men culture from us. Nope. Nope. Because Mad Max kicked about the same amount of ass as Charlize Theron. She just kicked a lot more. Because basically, here's Mad Max during the movie. Here's Charlize Theron during the movie. That's how far apart they were. There's a fair amount of gap in the ass kicking. Charlize Theron's just a good amount higher. And I loved it. There were great female-centric scenes. There were... God, Tom Hardy was great as Mad Max. Nux was a great character, which was portrayed from the guy who did... what was his name? Can't remember his name. The main character from Warm Bodies. And who plays Young Beast in the X-Men First Class movies. And he's great as Nux. Nux was probably my favorite character in this entire movie. Because he starts out wanting to please Immortus Joe. He's this one nameless mechanic from the Citadel wanting to please his master. And he goes from that to, I'm going to help Max and the good guys defeat Immortus Joe because I just realized he's a douchebag. And his philosophy that he's shoved down our throats for all of these years is utter garbage. And he contributes. He goes, I know how to fix the engines. I know how to keep it from overheating. I know where to go. I know where the high ground is. I know where the quicksand is. I know where not to go. I know where to go. I know where the enemies are. And he was probably one of the most contributive characters in the whole movie. And which makes me excited because George Miller wants to do more of these movies in the near future, and I'm all for it. Give me a prequel to Fury Road. I want to know what events led up to the beginning of Fury Road. And I want to know where he goes after that. Because in true Mad Max fashion, it ends with him disappearing into the crowd, not to be seen until the next movie. And that's okay with me because it leaves room for another movie. Appropriately. Overall, my rating for this movie would be a 9.5 out of 10. Reason being is because it's so close to being perfect, but no movie is perfect. For this one, not enough villain. The villain was astounding, but not enough of him. I want more Immortus Joe. I can't have more Immortus Joe now because he died. Spoilers if you didn't already know. And I want to know where they take the story. There's a video game coming up for Mad Max, and I'm going to play that, and I'm going to love it, probably. Most likely. I I just love all these movies so much. And for good reason. If you haven't already seen Mad Max, any of them, start from the beginning, go to Road Warrior, go to Thunderdome, which is arguably the worst, but I think it's pretty good, then go and watch Fury Road, so you get it. Because he puts in little tidbits of footage from the first movies, which is basically, like Toe Cutter from the first one blowing up and his eyes popping, which I thought was very humorous. And he added a little girl, which I don't even remember who she's supposed to be, so I'm going to go back and watch the second and third movie again. And I am looking forward to what George Miller will bring us in the future. I'm loving it. Bye, guys. See you next time.